welcome to the Natural Hair Weekly Newsletter Podcast. I am Candice Jenkins, the Caribbean editor and the Caribbean and lifestyle editor. And with me today we have Zena Tuitt, our CEO, aka the Tiny Terror.
That's me.
Say hi, Zena.
Hey, everybody, we're back again.
Yeah. What's going on? I hope everybody had a good week. And I hope that you subscribed to our newsletter.
And spread the word,
it's
of
so
course.
Easy. Go on, put in your email address, check your inbox, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, follow us on social media. And I mean, we're getting there. We're very thankful for the love that we've received so far. All right, Zena. So we have this week on the newsletter 3 of our favorite stories.
Yes.
That Jadusha, Zena, and myself we chose. So Z.
Yeah. So we've got some great stories this week. So check out the naturalhairweekly.com. The first story was a story in the HollywoodReporter.com. Tracy Ellis Ross believes a beauty revolution is happening. And the second story, which I know was a favorite of yours, Candice, was the story in the HuffingtonPost.com. Mum wants to ensure kids of colour have party supplies that represent them. And then a story that was a favorite of mine was a business story called Daughter of Refugees Battles Stereotypes with Natural Hair Care Biz in MadameNoir.com. So those are our top 3 stories. So starting with Tracy Ellis Ross, one of our favorites here at the Natural Hair Weekly. We love her authenticity.
Yes.
She's a funny
her
lady.
Energy and her vibe.
Yeah,
boy.
Good vibes. And she was at the Beauty Con LA event that we posted a number of the pictures of attendees on our Instagram. So check that out if you didn't see those pictures. Some great pictures of all the attendees, including one of our favorites, Felicia Leatherwood, and many others. She talks about the fact that she grew up thinking that she had to wear her hair a certain way, look a certain way, in order to be considered as beautiful. And she's excited about this kind of revolution that's happening now with the diversity of Black and ethnic women on the front of covers like Lupita, Zendaya, Patrick Starr, Ashley Graham, and also Teen Vogue now in having a Black editor-in-chief. So this is really changing the narrative and the visuals of what we're seeing in the beauty industry, which is really empowering. So she talks about the natural hair movement as another symbol of that movement, and the great opportunity for us to unleash our authentic beauty. So that's a really powerful and inspiring story. So check that out. And the fact that it's in the Hollywood Reporter, right, is a mainstream magazine, is just sign of the times.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's for that story to be featured on there as well, definitely is showing that we're making some big progress.
Yes.
Big steps, giant steps. We're leading the way, getting there.
Yes.
So that's great.
Despite the backdrop, but we won't even talk about that. We'll focus on the positive. So do you want to share your favorite story? Mum wants to ensure kids of color have a party surprise.
My favorite story this week was the mom that wants to inspire kids from Miami, and she was planning a birthday party for her daughter, and she realized that there are all the party supplies, the memorabilia, everything was nothing geared towards kids of color, and she wanted her daughter to identify with, I guess mermaids being having natural hair and skin tones, darker skin and stuff like that, and she decided to start a Kickstarter campaign so that she can create these party supplies that celebrate children of color.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just think it is a really good idea. You can go on and look at it. Her name is Lynette Abbott, and she's an event planner, so she's around these things a lot, and I guess it's just kind of sparked, like, oh wow,
But like you said, it's not just about the skin color; it's about the hair and the fact that plays
exactly.
Yeah,
she was talking about the one thing that stood out to her was the hair, because she wanted her daughter to see the characters with hair like hers. So she had the mermaids with the the kinky coily hair with the afros and so forth. And she's also, it's not just going to be one type of hair. She also plans to make different curls, coils, and kinks with different shades of skin. So it's something that really stood out to me as a mom as well, because I think it's important for kids to have that image at birthday parties, just in everyday life, like just make it something a little bit more familiar.
Yeah, no, I agree. Everybody wants to see representations of themselves in their everyday life. So
yeah, that's what it is.
It shouldn't be revolutionary, but it is. So it's great that she's doing that. So
yeah, it's called Craft My Occasion.
Yeah,
Craft My Occasion. Yeah.
Check it out. As you know, we love Kickstarter.
So big up to them and support the Kickstarter campaign.
Yes, definitely.
I'm definitely going to be supporting it.
Yes, let's do this.
Yeah, let's go, man.
Let's make it happen. That's what we're about, man. Making it happen.
That's what we're about.
So the last story, daughter of Angolan war refugees battles stereotypes with successful natural hair care business in Europe, which was on madamenoir.com, as we mentioned. This is a great business story, inspirational story about a lady called Miriam Taylor, who took her own personal journey from relaxed hair to natural, and she turned it into a profitable business based in Portugal. So it's good to hear some kind of natural stories from the European continent. And it's interesting because she talks about trying to find solutions for her hair when she was pregnant and decided not to go chemical free during her pregnancy. So she used to relax her hair but wanted to go natural. And I remember listening to Selma's interview last week from Looks Like Me modeling agency when she talked about, the turning point for her was, having her daughter. So there is definitely a connection for a lot of people between, giving birth, having children, and a mindset change as well. Yes. So it's quite interesting to hear that in this story. So if that has happened to you, we'd love to hear your story as well. So please reach out to us.
And the funny thing is that sometimes it's not just, I think, it may not just be the whole giving birth and having children and seeing things differently. It's just that there's so many things going on in your body when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
And all these hormones, like you really don't have time to go and sit in the chair.
Yes.
Do that hairdresser's chair every week, every other week, getting her hair done or whatever the case may be. Like you see, a lot of pregnant women, they get their hair braided. Have you noticed that?
That's true.
A lot of pregnant women, especially close to the time of giving birth, they go and they get their hair braided because ain't nobody got time for that. You gotta deal. Yes, down there on the with a blowout. Nobody had time for that.
This is true. This is true. So her company is called Moxima, and she launched it in 2016, and it means heart in Kimbundu, which is an Angolan language. And she has grown up in Portugal because her parents are originally from Angola and they fled from there in 1976 as war refugees. And the article, which is basically an interview, just talks about the fact that she was very aware of being underrepresented and a minority, and she was very connected to kind of humanitarian causes. And the whole kind of natural hair movement is really an extension of that, and it was great for her to see it happening worldwide, which empowered her living within a European country and not necessarily seeing that many women of color, particularly with natural hair. So she talks a lot about her thoughts of colorism and hair politics in Portugal, which is quite an interesting perspective because I don't know that much about Portugal. It's a beautiful country. But I don't know.
I'm going there next year. My girlfriend is moving there. Yeah.
Nice.
She's moving there to work for 3 years. She's going to be in Lisbon. So I'm going to go visit her. I can't wait.
Oh, wow. So maybe you might be able to meet Miriam and check out her products as well.
I might. Yeah.
It's a small natural world. Small natural world.
Small natural world. And of course, my girlfriend, she's subscribed to the newsletter as well. So wait until she hears this podcast, Crystal. Wait until Crystal hears this podcast. Maybe she would be able to link up with Miriam.
Yes.
You never know.
You never know.
We're making friends.
That's what we
Making
do.
friends.
We just connect people, share the natural love. But one of the lovely things I liked about the interview, one of the questions that the interviewer asked was, why do you call yourself dreamer in chief? And she said, aren't you your own dreamer in chief? You should. Who is controlling your dreams? And remember, you have to create your own stories. Everyone should be the dreamer in chief of their own lives. And also, I like that more than CEO, CTO, COO, or UFO. So I think she's completely right. So I think I might have to change my title to dreamer in chief.
I like it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I like
Go
it.
for it. Yeah, man.
Well, that's the beauty, right? You can call yourself whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
Whatever you
like. Yep.
So,
you can do whatever you like. Whatever feels, whatever comes naturally.
Whatever comes naturally. There you go.
Whatever comes naturally.
So those are our top 3 stories for this week. But as you all know, we're really focused on supporting World Afro Day, and we had some really interesting conversations on our Instagram this week around the importance of education and celebration. So I don't know if you've seen a couple of the videos we put up, and some of them aren't as positive or creating joyful emotions as most of the stuff that we like to put up there. But we really are about awareness and education and looking at alternative ways of doing things and just having a conversation or dialogue just to find out, what people think and if people have any suggestions, because we can't get better, we can't learn if we don't talk. Right?
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, there were two stories that were featured, not stories, two Instagram posts that were featured on our Instagram page, Natural Hair, at Natural Hair Weekly, for those of you who are not following us yet. And I think the one that really stood out to me was the one with the little girl, the baby, and then the comments that were under the post as well. I mean, of course, it's no judgment at all. And I myself, I'm not a professional, but just seeing that little girl crying, like in agony, we don't know if the dryer was hot or cold. What we can tell definitely is that her hair was being pulled. There's no gentle in that. You can see that her hair is being pulled. She was using a brush, looks like one of those hard bristle brushes, and the dryer going through. And the little girl was just crying, like in tears. Someone had commented and said that the little girl, she always cries when she gets her hair done, and she's just fussy and she doesn't like to get her hair done. And I'm saying maybe she doesn't like to get her hair done because it maybe that it hurts. 2, she's traumatized by the sound of the dryer. Maybe the dryer isn't hot, maybe it's just cool, but the sound that the hair dryer makes, it scares children. Sometimes it scares dogs. Have you ever been in a house where you've seen a pet, basically, and if it's a house where people don't use the blow dryers, it's not a familiar sound?
Yes.
When you turn the dryer on, you see how the animals either scamper away or they bark at it a lot. I've seen that.
Yes.
I've seen that. So, just that sound in your hair and the wind and feeling that air in your ears. Like,
yeah, I'm a grown woman. Crying. I'm a grown woman, and I cool or hot, whatever. I don't like the hair dryer on me. So I can't imagine a child. And you're right. I mean, it's about no judgment. And, I agonized over whether it made sense to post it because, we're really not about posting stuff without parents' consent. But it was out there and it had such an emotional reaction in terms of there must be a better way. We must be able to have a conversation to help the parent inadvertently see this and maybe think maybe I could do her hair slightly differently, maybe. And there were some really great suggestions that were put on there. Yes. So thank you.
Yes, there were.
To all the people that took the time to comment, because that really what was the aim, was really just to start a conversation and say, what could be done differently. So thank you so much for contributing.
Absolutely. So, as we're saying thank you, what do you think could have been done differently, Zena?
Well, like you, I'm not a hair expert and I don't have children's hair who I need to do. But I would have thought, doing my own hair, is that, making sure the hair was moist enough in order for a comb to go through it, or conditioned enough for a comb or a brush to go through it. Make sure it was a wide tooth comb, or a detangling type of brush that was used. I mean, I'm not quite sure in terms of why it needs to be blow dried, why it can't be just manipulated with the product and the comb. It doesn't have to be like slicked perfect. She's only a child. But I've seen on all these YouTube videos, I've watched people like The Curly Closet and other bloggers show different techniques in order to detangle hair in a less painful way. And there were some great suggestions from parents who said, sometimes it is challenging to detangle the children's hair, but they'll go through the process of comforting the child and acknowledging their pain. So if they complain or they're upset about it, they'll say, they'll kiss the bit where it hurts, or they'll do something to make the experience less traumatic. Because my concern is, if you have that experience, the first thing you're going to want to do when you're old is perm your hair. You're just like, get this hair away from me. I want it straight. I don't want to be traumatized with this whole experience as an adult. Now I have a choice, rather than being educated that there's a different way. So that was my perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And we all grew up, of course, with your mom or your aunt or your cousin, somebody doing your hair. And for a lot of us, it was traumatic.
Yep.
No, we probably didn't have someone with a blow dryer and a fine brush pulling and tugging, but we had the pulling and tugging after the wash on a Sunday, or however often you got your hair washed. There was the pulling and tugging. I'm West Indian. You did have your mother's, oh gosh, your hair, this, I can't deal with all this hair, because I have very thick hair. And of course, thick, kinky, coily hair.
Yep.
And she would be pulling and tugging, and of course you would hear the combs breaking. I don't know how many of you had the princess comb, but we had the princess comb and the camel comb. And boy, I tell you, my hair, we went through many of those. And pulling and tugging, it wasn't fun.
No,
it wasn't fun at all. That's why you used to really like when your hair was braided. So it would be, you put cornrows in your hair, so it would last for the whole week or a week and a half, so that you don't have to go through the whole process of your mom pulling and tugging your hair. Your hair is something you never look forward to wash day. We never look forward to wash day, and I think that experience is what helped create this whole I don't like my hair. I don't like my hair. I want to change my hair. I want my hair to be straight and silky, so that the comb just slides through. So I think the process of caring and grooming our children here needs to be something that's a little bit more loving, something that's not a chore on the children and a chore on the parent. So I, as a parent, I try to do better. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I try to do better, because my girls have really thick hair. So what I would do is that I have a spray bottle before I wash, and I have conditioner in it, and I spray it through, and then I finger detangle. It takes a long time. Like for each child, it's probably like a 1 hour process to wash their hair, and I have 2 of them. Yeah, I detangle with the spray bottle with a little bit of conditioner and water in it, and I go through it and I detangle it, and then I section that off, and I wash their hair in sections. So we wash in sections, and then again, after we're done with the wash and the condition, we go to sit down, and we always detangle from the ends. Like, for instance, in that video, she was detangling from the root, like basically just brushing from the hairline, going straight up. No, we detangle. After we finish finger detangling, we detangle as well from the ends straight to the root. And I'm telling you, like, it's so much easier than trying to do it the other way, than trying to detangle from the root to the ends. We detangle from the ends, to the root. Yeah, we go from the ends to the roots. And the iPads are there. We do it in front of the TV. There's always a snack or something. And my kids, they don't like, I shouldn't say that they don't like doing their hair. What they don't like about doing their hair is the length of time that it takes, because they want to be out playing outside.
The kids, yeah.
playing together, yeah, but it's never, so far, it's not a case where it hurts, they're traumatized, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
And I ask them now, they're 8 years old, and I ask them, how do you want me, what style do you want in your hair? So they feel like they're involved, and, I have one of them that's a little bit more prone to the whole style and fashion thing. Ella, she'll just be like, oh, mommy, I want it, I want one piece on the side, a ponytail on the side, and a braid on the other side. And she wants this. And I do it. I do whatever she wants in her hair. And if she doesn't like it, she comes back and she says, mommy, I don't like it. I want to change my hair. And I'm telling you, there are times I roll my eyes like, oh my God, I have to go back and do it. But I'm like, you know what? I was like, all right, no problem. We'll change it. And she has an opinion as well. And I think that helps.
Yeah.
That helps.
She's part of the process.
So going back to what it is, I think the first thing that should have been done in that case was to hand detangle, hand comb it. Of course, with the water or the conditioner and water, whatever you have, but it needs to be moist before you even try brushing that child's hair.
Yeah.
And like you said, a good detangling brush, and brush from the ends to the roots. Yep. And that would have solved it. And maybe the problem is the dryer, so don't use the dryer. Get a good microfiber towel, and to get the moisture out of the child's hair instead of using the dryer. That's what I think about that situation.
Awesome. I think that's great advice. I mean, if I had a child, I would be replaying this to listen to. But yeah, again, thank you to all the people that commented. It's really helpful, especially Jim and Henry, Little Denice, Attitude and Must, and the mother of Nyla Star, who is actually the inspiration behind the Kickstarter Hair Love animation. So she gave some really good advice in terms of how you could potentially detangle the child's hair slightly differently. And also Project Embrace provided some suggestions as well. So thank you all for that. We are definitely here for this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We are here. No judgment. We're all just trying to help each other, and having more of these natural conversations, I think, would help. And some people just need to kind of like let go of your ego for a bit and listen and give it a try.
Yes. And the other one, I can't end this segment without mentioning the hairdresser that was doing the cane rows, and
I know it's a personal thing for you, Z, because you had a horror story.
I'm telling you, when I saw that, I was getting flashbacks to my salon experience. I also posted today a comedy clip from a comedian called Margie. So if you check out our Instagram, you should see it. It's called Hair Saloon Struggles. So it's definitely try and find out whether you're going to be going to a saloon, or a salon, because there's a big difference. So I took a picture of a hairdo that I thought looked like it could be done on my type of hair. I'm not that type of person who has unrealistic expectations, will have like Hailey Berry short hair and say that I want my hair to look like, I don't know, Tracy Ellis Ross. So I have very realistic expectations of what my hair can do. So the picture was reflective of that. So they said, yeah, it's no problem. So went there, and there were warning signs when I walked into the salon that I should have listened to my instincts. As a good friend of mine says, you should always trust your instincts. If you feel it in your stomach, it's probably your first impression is right. So I walked in there and saw all these products of loads of natural hair products there. So I thought, oh, that's good. But then when the stylist turned up, her hair, let's just say, wasn't the type of hair you would expect to see on the cover of a magazine or actually showcasing the work that salon could do. So that was like warning sign number one. And we keep talking about not having judgment and not judging people, and sometimes we can do that to a fault. Sometimes you need to make a judgment call to save yourself and save your hair, and this was a time where I should have made a judgment call. And so you saw the hair first sign, then get to go and wash the hair, and then the towel that's given to me, it's about almost the size of a flannel. So that's another sign that maybe this isn't the most professional place or environment that should potentially be in. But anyway, again, ignoring the signs, letting my belly talk to me and just ignoring it, sit in the chair. And I'm tense now because, you can see the signs and you're not responding to. So your body's just responding on your behalf and you're just tensing up. So then the lady pulls out this shampoo that I've never seen before, but it looks very chemical. So I, get brave. Because for some reason they walked into the magic zone of this hair saloon, and all my courage and all my ability to speak up for myself seemed to be left in the car that I parked to the car park. So I get in there, get to the sink.
We know you're very courageous. You are the tiny terror.
I know what's
real quick.
I tell you. So I'm sitting there getting my hair washed. No, about to get my hair washed, I should say. And I say, "Oh, do you have anything natural?" And she looks at me knowingly and says, "Oh, no parabens, no sulfates." And I'm like, look at her like, yeah, okay, whatever. So she looks in the back of the cupboard. She's obviously digging deep. And I'm looking at the shelves of natural hair products that they've got on the shelves, like for sale. And I'm like, oh, now I get it. Like, those are for sale. They're not for actually use on your clients. So she finds something that looks like it's been there for years. And I'm like there now. As I said, the tiny terror was obviously left in the car. So I'm there letting her wash my hair. And I see, because also now I'm in her grip, I'm trying to look in the corner of my eye to see what tool she's going to use, because I'm thinking, please let it be a wide tooth comb. So I see a small comb come out. So I'm like, oh, do you have another comb? So now I've turned into the instructor in a salon, which should be a really relaxing experience. And I'm not a hairstylist. So she's like, oh, yes. So she gets the comb. Another sign. I mean, at that point, I should be jumping out the chair and running for my life, but I'm still there. Why do we do this? I mean, I don't do it much anymore, but this isn't that. This isn't that long ago. Why?
You know why? I think we do this. I think we do this because of that exact video, number one video we spoke about with the little kid, where we feel like, we have to sit and do whatever anybody wants to do with our hair. Like, we don't have a say in it. It's just like, you just want to do it and get it over with. It's not something that's, an experience that we think should be, I don't want to say comfortable, but like therapeutic.
Yes.
It needs to be some type of a torturous.
Yes.
Some type of a torturous feeling or an event. Like, we need to feel that way. And that's because from little, it's always something negative when we're getting our hair done, by whoever the case may be.
And it's funny you should say that as well, because
it's the same reason why we sit down there and take the burns from the relaxer,
yes,
because we want it to be bone straight.
It's funny you should say that, because on one of the comments, one of the people said, you know what, she kind of acknowledged that it's not necessarily right. She said, but I sometimes kind of feel like it's a rite of passage for my daughter. It's a rite of passage that she's going to go through the, like, not liking her hair being combed when she's younger and it hurting a bit. And that's it. It's like, it's not a rite of passage that we should be traumatized by something that should be actually really empowering and something that's quite special in terms of, grooming and making our hair look pretty in whatever way our hair is pretty to us. So sitting in this chair, completely traumatized. She washes it, thinking, I'll let this be over, hoping she knows what she's doing, but at that point realizing she doesn't. Sit in the chair. I'm sitting opposite another client who is about to get her hair done, and the lady is raking. She's got natural hair. The lady is raking the comb through her hair with the dryer. And then I realized she's actually braiding the hair at the end. So all that blow drying to braid it, I'm like, okay. And so I'm watching this as I'm about to get my hair done, sitting, my stomach's going like crazy. Like, the little person inside is screaming, run for your life, run, get out of there, run. So, but obviously I'm still sitting there ignoring it. And then she does my hair. And to cut a long story short, she does it. I look at the picture. She puts me under the dryer. I look at the picture, look at my hair, and she's like, She goes, oh, I'm done. It's your hair. You've got really nice hair. And I'm just looking at her. She's looking at me. It definitely is a saloon because it feels like a standoff. Like, who's gonna tell the truth first? She's obviously not gonna tell the truth. I'm too scared to tell the truth. It seems so. We just look at each other, and then we just go to the cash counter. And then she says, oh, when you get home. I'm like, so I come to the salon. So when I get home, I can do my own hair. And I'm paying you for the privilege. There's something not quite right here.
That story that you just told, so many of us have gone through the same thing. When I had my weave in, and I had my hair relaxed back in the day, it was the same thing. It's just that you go to the hairdresser and you ask for something just simple. Like you said, it's nothing so far out. It's just something really simple. And I know in everybody's terms that simple means differently. But when I'm telling you simple, I mean simple. A bob cut or bangs, just something very simple. And they couldn't achieve it. And I would find myself going home and having to do my own hair. And that was one of the things. It's just that a lot of times, your stylist that you go to may not be able to give you the simplest styles, like the basic style. And it comes back to education, and I think that's something that we all need to kind of do some more research. And that's when NAHA's in. That's when NAHA comes in. We all need to do some type of research and get the people that who are qualified to give us the results that we are seeking, especially if it's not something that's too far out. Like, you can't go in, like you said, with a Halle Berry pixie cut and want to look like I don't know, Jessica Simpson without a weave, and without getting or a wig or something like that. Like, it has to be something realistic. But it goes back, and I think to things. I think as hairdressers or hairstylists, and as people with hair on our own, like, I think it would help if we have the right attitude. First, to begin with the right attitude, and then to educate and embrace. Like, have the right attitude, learn the right things, learn the way that it's supposed to be done, and then just embrace, take it for what it is, and then maybe expectations will be, people will be able to exceed your expectations.
Yep.
Listen, we can go on and on and on about this whole thing, but boy, I tell you, we definitely, our people, we need to find a way.
Well, that's why we're creating NAHA.love, right? That's the whole reason for NAHA.love, because be the change that you seek to see in the world. And
that's right.
Yeah, my hair isn't going to change. My hair is going to be as beautifully kinky as it is now for the rest of my life. And so I need to find a solution to make sure that I can have beautiful experiences when I do my hair.
Yeah, at least when you get to the salon, show up and know that when you're going to a salon, that
it's not a saloon.
It's not a saloon. It's not a saloon. Exactly. With the saloon doors and everything. Double hinge doors swinging. Oh, gosh. Never a dull moment. All right, so we're going to go ahead now and get back on track. Sorry, guys. We just had to, go down that road with you all. And again, if you have any stories, please share it with us. Send us an email. Comment under the pictures, and maybe we'll have a discussion one day, like a girlfriends chat. It'll be really cool if we do that.
Yes, we should have.
And everybody come together. We kumbaya and talk about hair stories.
We definitely need to have. We definitely need to have a group. A group.
So many ways that we are beautiful.
Group. Google Hangout. Sorry, that was a little interlude from one of the events we want to share with you shortly.
Ooh, don't let the cat out of the bags,
I know.
To it for a bit. Don't tell them. All right, so let's jump into it. We are going to give we are here for this, and our natural hair weekly taggers. We're going to give our shout outs. And the first one, Fro Queens Rock, V Ivelina, Frizzy Poppins, DS Drummer Boy, Tiago Costa Barber. We love Tiago. Tiago, what's up? Aisha Alpha, Vanessa Azari, and MZ Kegs. Thank you so much for showing us love. Thank you for tagging us in your post on Instagram. We hope that you are listening to the podcast so you can hear your shout out. Tell your friends, spread the word. Natural Hair Weekly.
We gotta do
here for this.
Remember, we gotta do a shout out as well to the Curly Closet. It's her birthday today, so she was having a party in the UK. I'm a rapper, I'm a poet, and I don't know it. Happy birthday. Do you know what? A friend of mine, it was her birthday as well. Give a shout out to Rianne Ward. And she sent me a video to my phone of the celebrations. And that was like, people. She's got some friends. She's a singer as well. That's one of the many things she does. And she's got a lot of friends who are singers. So they all sang her happy birthday, the Stevie Wonder version, of course. And it was really beautiful. But it was like the 24-inch. I was like, this is the longest happy birthday song I've ever heard. But then I was thinking, if I could sing like them, I'd be singing like the 48-inch version of that song. But yeah, so happy birthday, Rianne. And congratulations for breaking the world record for the longest rendition of Happy Birthday.
There you go. Leo season and the Leos are raw.
I'm telling you.
Yes. Happy birthday to Mary and to Ruan. All the best. And thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for sharing your stories with us. If anybody else has a birthday, tag us. Natural Hair Weekly.
Oh, I saw that it's Shahidi. My mind's gone.
Yara Shahidi's mom.
Yes, it's her.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
It's her mom.
Yes, I saw that too. Yes, it's her mom's birthday. Happy birthday, man.
Yes.
Happy birthday to Yara's mama.
Yes.
Chocolate mommy love or something like that.
That's right.
Instagram. Don't shoot me. But I think that's what it is. And I love her here too. We're here for you.
We are here for that.
Natural Hair Events. Zena, take it away.
Yes, so you heard me earlier checking out the video for the one I'm just about to mention, which is the 2017 Ubiquitous Beauty Hair Health Expo, which is happening on the 26th and 27th in Washington, D.C. at the Walter E. Washington Convention Center. And it is a 2-day schedule of hair education events. They've even got some live performances from Raheem Devon, and some gospel singers, and they've got some guest speakers. They've got some business sessions, inspirational sessions there as well. So it looks like a really jam-packed event, and it looks like it'll be a lot of fun. So check that out if you're in and around the Washington, D.C. area on the 26th and 27th. And then, of course, there is Afro Punk happening in Brooklyn.
So Brooklyn,
that's happening on the 26th and 27th as well. So the same weekend. And there are loads of acts performing there. Solange is there. Anderson Park are performing. We've got Willow Smith performing there. Like so many people. Even Dizzy Rascal from the UK is there on the bill as well. So there's lots and lots lots of people performing there this year.
I'm really looking forward to the fashion.
Oh my goodness!
Looking forward to the fashion and all the hairstyles from Afropunk. It's always one to watch. So I'll be keeping my eyes peeled to the World Wide Web.
Yes.
Thank you.
Check that out and tag us if you are going.
Yeah, take a picture while you're there and tag us.
Yes, tag us.
Yeah. All right. So I guess that's it for today. We hope that you enjoyed our podcast. Sorry we went on and on, but we're really passionate about certain things. And one of those things is it's hair care. Just wanting everyone to just practice healthy hair care. What is it? Practice healthy hair care, rules, procedures, whatever you want to call it. Just do stuff that is all about the health of your hair. Forget about the cool patterns and forget about trying to get your hair to look like someone else's hair. Just learn to love your hair for what it is and try your best to achieve healthy care. That should be your end game. Healthy hair care.
And there are
That's
so
right.
many resources out there that are available now that weren't. So check out the bloggers, check out the natural hair stylists, check out their pages. We've got a treat coming for you soon. So stay posted for NAHA. That's NAHA.love. Check that out. We will be there to be supporting you on your natural hair journey as well. So yes, as Candice said, we're all about this. Hair Love and World Afro Day, which is coming up soon on the 15th of September. So don't forget to check that out, www.worldafroday.com. And take it easy this week. Be
Take it
loved.
easy, guys. Be good. Be loved. Love somebody.
Yes.
Smile at a stranger. A smile goes a long way.
It does.
Makes you feel better too.
Yeah, most definitely. So have a great week naturally.
Naturally. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.